What up, guys? This is Seraph here, and I'm over in Digistruck Peak, and I decided it was time to share what the hell I've been up to. Haven't put out a video in a while, and the reason is that I've been working on the OP values. I leveled up to 72, and I'll cover how I did that in another video. But once I got to 72, I fiddled around with the OP values. I got to 3, and then I found this really good shield in the vendor in Tiny Tino, and it was an antagonist, just a beautiful shield. And I was planning on staying at OP3 for a while, but I came up with this idea, and it actually stems from something that I did once upon a time. There was a thread talking about how the Rough Rider didn't work with a sniper comm and why, and that spawned some conversation between me and some of the other forum members, and essentially we wondered if it was possible to, and the reason that let me back up here and say the reason that the Rough Rider doesn't work with the sniper comm is because the sniper comm drops your maximum shield. And we wondered if it was possible to have exactly the right amount of negative shield bonus to bring you to actually 0, like the Rough Rider is. I played with it, coordinating the value of the sniper comm at different levels and different varieties. There's actually 6 different shield penalties that are possible per level to possible shield values. Flame of the Firehawk, or for the bonus of constant novas, or perhaps the tortoise for a constant movement speed bonus. And I tried it with the Firehawk one. I think that my math was off though, so I never really got to get a clear answer on whether it works. And for the tortoise one, I actually had to get my shield capacity in bar up to 16.2%. And I have it written down somewhere exactly what those values were. But what am I getting at? Rather than go back into my menu and explain it, I'll just show you. This idea to do this whole thing for the OP levels, it actually kind of consumed me once I committed to it, and I had to get to OP8, and I realized it worked about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I showed it to a friend of mine, Altair and Apocalyptic Hobo. I told about it, and they were pretty impressed. But essentially, if I can get an enemy to come at me, bruh. You weren't getting anywhere close. See if I can get these guys stuck over here. Now, some of you are going to have figured it out by now. I'm wearing a survivor comm and I'm moving pretty slow, so something's going on there. For some reason, these guys tend to get stuck pretty bad once I'm over here. They're not doing it.
Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all. I move for the kill.
From there you can see exactly what I am up to. And I picked up Dodd, which is the bane of this. And another one. Fucking surveyor madness. And their sweet spot when they go into that animation where their tail drops is actually the base of their tail. So keep that in mind if you happen to be using a Pimpernel. Hopefully there'll be something that isn't a flying, irritating over here to really show you guys what I'm up to. As you can tell, I'm moving slow, so I've obviously got a turtle shield on it. If you can crunch those numbers above that 1361, I'm just at just under 7 million shield, and it's a pretty epic number. The scaling, once you get a version of all this working together, and I'll explain the specifics in a minute, but once you get a version of this, the scaling is actually working in your favor because of the nature of how that's your ambush in Pimpernel and perfect shot placement. Anyway, so I am using an op8 tortoise. This op8 tortoise is giving me just under 7 million shield, and it's reducing my maximum health over 860,000, closer to 870. But this survivor comm, serendipitously, oh what a coincidence, is getting my max health up enough to compensate, and not only compensate, but put me at this awesome value of health.
Now keep moving.
Seeing Gearbox's final vision for the tortoise is so rewarding to see this. you're probably not going to understand what I'm doing here, but you will in a second. Now, these combos, these values, you got to farm up just the right one. Now, I didn't do it with the hoplite because according to Gear Calculator, the hoplite has worse maximum health penalties than the tortoise. I'm sure there's values with the hoplite that work too, but I think that they're going to be more restrictive. The process of figuring all this, oops, almost went too far there. The process of figuring all this out involved the quest in Oasis called Grendel, and that the quest reward for that is actually it gives you the option to choose between 2 blue class mods that are appropriate for your class. So you get the, and I got to do a video on quest farming probably right after this one, but once you get the class mods, and there's 6 possible variations of the maximum health, in addition to 6 variations of the maximum of your actual regen. So, and they don't seem to be linked in any way that I can tell. It seems to be their independent values. So you get your 6 values for the level that you're at, and then you got to coordinate them to tortoise values to figure out which one is going to play out. And it's best to just the best way to approach it is honestly to just get yourself one of every max health value, and then go and farm yourself up a tortoises until you find one that works. That's kind of the only way that I can express to do it. Now, why was I dumping all my ammo with my crit machine there? I wanted to get below 30% so I could get back up to full. I was actually halfway, so it wasn't going to spawn me any ammo, or spawn me enough. It would have been random drops, but it force spawned sniper because I was at 30%. And this is how you compensate for. This is how you need to compensate for your ammo loss. And I should be able to break. There it is right there, full. I don't know how far I'm going to take it on this video. In fact, I should probably go ahead and cut it off here so it doesn't take forever to upload. Believe it or not, the slag turrets, if I look at that one, you can see he's kind of purple, but if you see he's full on purple now. They can be slag, so I wanted to make you guys a little bit more aware of that. I didn't know if, see if I can pull a long distance shot here. There it is. He just dealt me too much damage. You take consistent damage from any one source and you're going to go down. It doesn't matter whether it's dot or, I'll show you a sweet spot here real quick. I thought there was another guy over there, but I guess there's not. So if you can't hit the sweet spot, it's good to know that all the turrets can take slag. So this shield here, and props to UFK HBA, if you're still out there, man, I really appreciate everything you've done for the forum. Now, UFK HBA, he actually put out a visual parts guide for various things in the game. I'll go ahead and post a link to some of his parts guides on the forums in the description here. But this is this is 2 parts Anshin and 1 part pangolin, and this one was hard to find. There's only 3 parts according to Gear Calc that can change on the tortoise, so that means that there's only you have to have 2 parts Anshin for this combo, and that means there's only 3 places that the pangolin part can go, which means there's only 3 possible versions of the tortoise out of all of them that can work with this. I did get repeat values on some of the other tortoises. You know, this is actually garbage. I can't use it. This is garbage. I can't use it. So just because one tortoise doesn't work doesn't mean all of them don't work. And as you can see, the build, it functions really, really, really well at these OP values. Now, I set some rules for myself. I didn't want to use Moxie weapons, and I didn't want to use the B for my damage. I wanted my Pimpernel to be everything. What is he shooting? Come on. There it is.
How hilarious. You just set off my trap card. Your death approaches.
So I set this bar for myself, and I didn't want to gear swap either. But if you don't have those rules in place for yourself to keep your game interesting, you know, if I had a cracked sash, my shield gets low, break out the sash, boom, got full shield. Swap back to the tortoise, boom, I've got full tortoise. And then a Moxie weapon is going to negate that whole, when your shield is depleted, you can't take dot thing, and you kind of be unkillable. Now you do have to worry about your damage. I'm getting my damage from the Pimpernel because I know how to shoot it, and this version of the Survivor comm is boosting my ambush damage to 44%, and that's a multiplicative skill. That's why I chose it over Rising Shot. And it's literally, this is just slicing right off the top that damage reduction inherent to these enemies at the OP values. If I can spawn some crap up here. The other part of this build is grim. I get a kill, and you know, 3.5% of just under 7 million is a lot of regen. So I can tank the dot that occurs to me as well, as long as I have shield value up. And this is gonna suck.
As gods tend to do, however,
And he spawns literally fucking 4 surveyors.
I've multiplied your chances of death, as well as the number of times I could say multiply in a single sentence.
I don't know where the one that I was trying to kill went. I lost him.
And I disappear. A ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
I gotta take these guys out because they're gonna be wrecking my shield while I'm trying to tank on these idiots.
I disappear.
Give myself some distance from my targets. And I picked up fucking Dot. Luckily I had Grim up, otherwise I would have been fucked. Take out that last one of those guys and I should be okay. Shit. Damn it. So fucking close. And I'm not gonna get it. Now, if I had a Moxie weapon out, I wouldn't have been in that predicament. But believe it or not, I'm actually smiling right now because this is why I play this game. I like that challenge. I like being on the edge of my seat, having to, you know, scrap for, you know, what the hell am I gonna do to pull myself out of this? So, anyway, I think I pretty well illustrated that the tortoise shields are indeed not broken at the OP values. Like I was saying before, the final vision of these tortoise shields, at least for Zero, justifies them being broken for every other class if that's how that ends up being. The build plays so well and it's so much fun. This has to be what they had in mind, and I'm pretty sure that it is. It's too perfect, this combination. Anyway, enough fanboyism there. So, go ahead and cut this guy off here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, happy hunting.